Welcome back to our Sunday check-in. I'm super excited to continue this series. I had some really good feedback about it, and so I'm just really excited to see where this goes. I know it's going to start out slow. People are going to be a little hesitant to join the chat since no one's here right now, but I just really want to encourage you, if you're viewing this and you're a small business owner, chime in. There's going to be other small businesses that are out there that want to be part of this community as well. And I just think it's going to be something beautiful and super fun that we can look forward to every Sunday. So with that, welcome back to our Sunday check-in. This is part 2, episode 2, however you want to describe it. Last week we discussed burnout and what that can mean for different small businesses. I know our definitions can vary, but in small business, I think it's kind of consistent with everyone. We're burnt out on the content that we're creating. We're burnt out with what we're creating. We're burnt out with the daily tasks that it takes to run a small business, especially if you're doing it by yourself. It can just be really daunting and difficult to keep that momentum going when it's just you, and especially when you don't have the cheerleaders behind you and pushing you forward. It can feel lonely sometimes. And so that was last week's video if you want to go check that out. I want to start with our highs and lows for the week. So I just think it's important to kind of check in with ourselves and our small businesses and where we're at with the week. I think it's easier to take small bites within the week. And so for me, my high was starting this Sunday check-in series that is consistent with my Thread and Table channel. For me, it was just this possibility of creating something that could be really beneficial and great for the future. The Sunday check-in series, I'm just really looking forward to for you guys and me personally. I think it will help me grow exponentially in my small business journey, just because it's kind of putting this motivation and this drive in me to create something for you. It's something that I honestly look forward to now on Sundays, is to kind of gather here in this space together and kind of figure out what's going well for us, what our highs are, what our lows are, what we're going to be working on throughout the next week. And it just kind of puts us in check and kind of grounds ourselves to look at what we have to do, our tasks on the table. Come Monday, we go out and we execute and we do what we're going to do, and then come back on Sunday. And it's just this beautiful cycle of community that I'm super excited about. My low for the week was getting products made but not pushing them out. By that, I mean not getting them uploaded on my Shopify. I literally have it here. I created this really cute embroidered seashell crew neck. We do have this style already that's on our shop, but I had some requests to bring in some crew necks as well. I got a really pretty sea blue Comfort Colors crew neck with embroidered seashells, and it actually looks so cute. I did make some reels for Instagram and TikTok that I'll post here so you can see those as well. So just creating something new kind of made me more consistent in the content that I was producing for that week. I was really excited to show it off, but the one thing that I lacked, and it could be my excuse, is that it's the 4th of July weekend. Currently, it's Sunday, July 6th. My excuse is that I didn't get it pushed out because I was too busy having fun celebrating the 4th of July. And that's okay. It's okay to stumble sometimes and kind of take a step back and really enjoy things with your family and friends. But that is my goal then for this coming week, is to get this sweatshirt published online so that people can shop it. I kind of want to talk about too what we want to accomplish for the weeks. Yes, it's a Sunday check-in. We're kind of checking in from what we were doing last week, but I want to come here on Sundays and kind of brace ourselves for what we are going to prepare for content for this coming week. What do we want to accomplish? For me, I worked on a few embroidery pieces that I had to mail out accordingly. I had some orders of embroidery pieces that people ordered, so I had to get those out and shipped out. I also worked on getting the sweatshirt version of our seashells done, which I did. I just have to upload it still, which will be this week's goal. And I'm currently working on a custom bulk order for a group of girls. They have this club name, and so I actually have a custom order, 8 shirts that I have to embroider, and I've been working with one of the girls to kind of create a little logo and a saying and where it's going to be placed and all that. So I have to work on that tomorrow because they kind of want them by this weekend. If not, they said it's totally fine, but me wanting to please everybody, I'm like, okay, if you want it this weekend, you're gonna get it this weekend. Get those shipped out by Tuesday at the latest. And I even mentioned to her, it's kind of like a family friend deal, but I did mention to her that if I can't get it shipped out in time, I will drive it to your house to order. I will drive it to your house so that you can have these shirts for the weekend, because they're kind of getting together for this fun girls weekend, and I know that it would be super fun to have the shirts for that weekend for them. Another side project that I'm doing is working on a tote bag, and I really want to incorporate tote bags into our shop really soon here. I'm kind of working behind the scenes on a design of a tote bag that I think will be practical and really cute. Kind of working on the mock-up right now, but I think this week I really need to hone in and focus on completing that tote bag mock-up, and then I already have the fabric picked out for it. I just need to get it together, kind of start hyping up the tote bag product to my customers so that they can get excited for what's coming next. We also did get a couple of orders over the weekend, which makes me super excited, especially when it's a weekend where, as a small business owner, we kind of just shut our phones off, or we just kind of get away from our small businesses. Like I said before, it's the 4th of July weekend, and so I was not on my phone, which is how I like to do things. I've always said if I didn't have a small business, I would not be on social media, because I just really don't like how much time it takes away from our days. But really unplugging this weekend and being with my husband and just, working on our house that we just moved into was super great. So when I see orders that come in throughout the weekend and I wasn't on social media and I didn't advertise, those are like the best orders because they're unexpected. Just a reward to see sales come in when you didn't even try to get those sales. So I have to get these orders shipped out tomorrow. I'll put them on this screen here. One is a really cozy waffle gauze shirt that also has matching bottoms. She actually did order the bottoms like a couple weeks ago, and then I noticed her name and she ordered the top to go with it. So I will get that out to her. And then the other order is 2 pairs of wool socks that we have. These socks are so comfortable, super warm. My business is in Minnesota, so I do have products that are beneficial for those colder months. Throughout our Sunday check-ins too, I really want to talk about like what we're learning, because in order for this to grow, I think we constantly have to push ourselves to learn. Last week it was burnout, but this week I kind of wanted to discuss or touch on the topic of de-influencing. Social media in general, YouTube, at least for me specifically, I'm getting kind of sick of feeling like a commission to the people that I follow. I understand that it's also great. I know it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to feel like a commission, like you're constantly being sold to, but at the same time, like influencers and social media have been like the best place to find things that you may not have even known about or heard about or realized that you loved. So I get that it's a double-edged sword. It's good and it's bad. I'm talking more about like de-influencing the influencers that literally look at you like a commission. And again, I know influencing can be a full-time job. So yes, they're going to try to sell you on things because that's how they get paid. But I think what it really boils down to is it genuine? Do they actually use this product? Or is everyone and their mother trying to sell you on this thing? Again, this could be a really touchy subject, a really touchy topic to discuss. And so please, if you have opinions, like I'm all ears. I want this to be a discussion forum. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't say what they're thinking. You're probably like, what the heck does that have to do with a small business? Well, as a small business owner, you're constantly trying to sell people your products. It made me think about how I come off across to my customers. Yes, I'm a product-based business. I sell clothing, I sell handmade goods. And so it got me thinking that I don't want my followers or my customers or my besties to feel like I'm constantly just like pushing out products to them and like that's all I care about. It made me think how I come across on my social media platforms and the content that I create. And I really just want to come off as a best friend, or like you're FaceTiming your sister, we're just hanging out, we're chatting, and then maybe I'll be like, by the way, did you see X, Y, and Z? You know, it could be something as simple as a sweatshirt or a product that I'm selling in my store. I don't know. It just really got me thinking to like how I come across on social media. I just never want my customers, I don't even like calling them customers or followers because I think there's so much more than that to feel like a commission. I want them to feel like my best friend. And so that's what I'm going to be thinking about this week as I create more content and just how I come across. I understand, again, that it's a business. I think your followers understand that they're following a business too, so they expect to be sold on something. I think there's a right way to do it. I think it's a fine line. I think it's a really big topic of discussion, and so I would love to see your thoughts on the topic of de-influencing. drop a comment. Let me know like what you think about it. I would genuinely love to further this conversation. Okay. So, our questions for today, I have 3 questions that I want to discuss. Number 1, what was your high and your low for the week, this past week? Tell me all about it. I want to celebrate your highs and I want to encourage you through the lows. So, tell me what was your high and low for the past week. Number 2, what will you focus on this week? A new launch, more content, brainstorming, like what is it that's your main focus for the week? Like I said earlier, I have a custom order that I absolutely need to get out. I have a deadline that needs to happen. And then I'm also going to focus on like what kind of content I'm creating and how I want it to come off. That whole situation. Number 3, what are your thoughts on de-influencing? So again, I already asked you, but tell me again. Do you like the idea of the creators you follow or the influencers you follow? Like, do you like the idea of every time you go on their social media page, you're being sold something? Or would you rather feel like a best friend, catching up with their lives? They introduce new products and it's really exciting and they themselves use them. They're not just looking at you to get a buck, but they're actually genuinely interested in the things that they're trying to sell you. But it comes off as more like friendly, like you're hanging out with them, you've known them for a long time, they're your besties. All right, so episode 2 of our Sunday check-in is now complete. I'm going to get this uploaded and I just really want you guys to hone in on your goals this week. Let's come together, let's cheer each other on, let's move our small businesses forward. And like I said last time, tomorrow's Monday. Show up, be you, create something real, and we will follow up next Sunday. Also, if you like the Sunday check-ins, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is just a mini series that I started. My main channel is Thread and Table, my small business. I am a boutique owner, specifically online for women, so I sell women's clothing. I also just recently got into the handmade side of business. I sew and I embroider and I'm learning all sorts of things on those avenues as well. Please consider subscribing to our channel. It would mean a ton and I'm just so excited to grow this channel with you guys and kind of create our own little community of small business besties. Have a good week and we'll chat next time.